guys, this is Ben Purcell, performance trainer from Optimum Athletes, and today I want to talk to you about our remote program. We understand that if you're from outside the greater Sacramento area, it's pretty hard to get here on a consistent basis, and we want the chance for everyone to train with us at Optimum Athletes. Through Track, powered by Driveline Baseball, we are able to help athletes practice and perform from anywhere around the country. Our remote program also allows access to the gym 3 times a week here in Sacramento, California. So with the access 3 times a week, those days are perfect for the remote athletes to come in, get their TrackMan report, get their HitTrax report, and also just to check up on how their lifting and mobility processes are going. Yeah, so here we have a remote client's track profile. There's a lot of things we can do on here. The main thing is we do our programming in here. So if you look at this calendar, on the phone it'll look a little bit different, but on the computer it shows this big calendar. And with our remote athletes, we program everything from mobility to lifting to throwing. So here you'll see the purple is their mobility, their daily warm-up or something they can do like when they wake up or before bed. The green will show their throwing for the day. There are hyperlinks that will take the athlete to the specific drill. Yeah, just so they don't forget, or because they're not with us every day, it's just a reminder like, okay, this is the exercise that I do. And then the orange will be their lifting. Usually have some med balls, some sprint exercises, and then we get into the strength exercises right here. So a couple other things we can do on here, we have tracking sheets. So we can track, so because we don't see them every day, and one of our big things here is the lifting component. We really believe that a lot of changes happen in the weight room, but through Track we can see their progress every week and every day that they lift, as long as they're staying accountable and inputting their lifting numbers every day. It makes the process between both parties a lot easier to track, and just making sure that we are actually making the right change in the athlete that we want. Another service we have through this profile is we can do soon-to-be TrackMan reports. So for instance, this athlete came in on one of his 3 days that he was available to come in, and through a bullpen, and within a couple hours we were able to generate this report just through one bullpen. This is very valuable information of how the pitches are playing and the profile of your pitches and how to use them and when to use them. Another service that we have. So here's another remote athlete that we've had in the past, and another very useful tool that we can use through Track is a Pitch AI report. So here we take a slow-mo video of the athlete going through their delivery, and now we can pinpoint how the biomechanics of the throw and how the body is actually moving. So here is the video portion of it, just kind of showing you the flows of motion that's happening during this particular athlete's motion. And then here are a bunch of graph readings that we use. After we get this report, we sit down with our remote athletes, whether it be via phone call, Zoom call, FaceTime, or in person, and we go over what these graphs actually mean and how we interpret those, and kind of the plan of action we use after seeing these to make the changes in the delivery that we want. So one graph that we really look at is their twist angle. So here, this will be their degree of hip to shoulder separation. We know that through a bunch of research that a key to throwing efficiently, effectively, and with a lot of velocity is to have the right amount of hip to shoulder separation in the throw. And here you can see, so this shaded line is what Driveline deems as the average, I think like 88 mile per hour thrower, is this shaded line, and you see this athlete is way below it, never really going above 25 degrees of hip to shoulder separation. So there we can kind of infer that he's what we call one-piece mover, so his hips and his shoulders are moving at the same time, instead of his hips firing first and his shoulders delaying into the throw. What we do to fix this is just kind of look at the plyo drills, look at a couple proprioception workouts that we have. We have this tool called the 3D band, and it's just gonna isolate your hips from your shoulders and just getting you comfortable moving your pelvis independently of your shoulders. Here's another graph that we look at heavily, and this is joint angular velocity change. So this is gonna be how fast your pelvis moves, and what these arrows mean is when it reaches peak velocity. And what we see in hard throwers, even in golfers, any rotational athlete really, is these peaks are gonna be at different times. So in this athlete, the peaks are pretty good. I would say the distance between the peaks aren't, we wanna drive those a little bit higher. So again, this is something we would look at in their plyo drills and their catch play. Driveline does a good job of defining what each metric means and kind of what you're looking for when breaking down these graphs. So here with this athlete, we did all of his assessments when he first came in. So that's also a big part of the remote program, is that whether they come in for the physical assessment, or we have in the past done it over just exchanging videos between us and the athlete, but just getting a movement screening of how they actually move. So here, this athlete is going through a stride test. Here we have this athlete going through some T-spine mobility tests. You can see he's a little tight. And this just gives us a better overall picture of how we can assess and make the change in the athlete that we think will help him in his development. So also here, the athlete can, do their throwing at home. Set up a tripod, throw at home, and then upload the video here. Usually we have them send it to us through text, but uploading it here works as well. The best candidate for our remote program is someone who is already, a hard worker and knows their stuff, but also just needs that little extra guidance in their player development. Remote training is a good option because we are able to give you help and guidance from anywhere in the country. And so sign up, check us out, and if you need help, reach out.